Okay, everybody, welcome back. Scott from Dark Side Racing. Here's the old rear end. There's a beautiful shiny new rear end from Winters. It's lovely. But here's the rear end that came out of the car. It is less than lovely. It's seen some stuff. It is old, it is tired, and its time had come. So I had the race car for about 4 years, and I never had it gone through, never sent it back into Winters to get it redone. I know that sounds crazy, but when you're a low budget racer, you have to focus on one thing at a time, and we needed a new engine first. Then we blew up the transmission, so that needed to get fixed. And then we got a new chassis because the old chassis was atrocious. So when this finally went, and this was the plan to replace this anyway in this off season, but I think it was an easier sell to the wife whenever it actually just grenaded. So I broke it apart. There was metal everywhere. If you look over there, you can see the center. Not the center, but you can see the spool. And if you look in here, and honestly, about halfway through the season, I was doing hub bearings, and well, the right side. This is the left side. That's the right side. On the right side, and just metal just came out. I told you whenever I changed the oil in this thing that it was glittery the second time that I did it, and before that, whenever I changed that bearing over there, there was metal shavings in it, so I knew it was on its way out, and it's just one of those things. I changed the fluid more often just to get me through the rest of the season, hopefully, and it pooed to bed on the last race of the season in practice sessions. And so you can see right here, there's supposed to be ball bearings all around it. They're not. So that came out. We lost the ball bearings out of there. So this is the quick change portion of it, the rear section. Usually looks like that whenever it's together. This is where these two gears sit, and as you can see, we lost one. We lost a tooth. So obviously one of the ball bearings got in there and destroyed that, which did who knows what kind of damage all the way through the rest of this center section in the back. So you got that spool over there with the ring and the pinion, or I should say just the pinion ring gear, and I wasn't even gonna chance it. Like, for a hot minute I was like, I'm just gonna send this all back into Winters and let them go through it and fix it. And I said, you know, the time it's gonna take me to send it back in, pay for them to go through it, and the likelihood of them saying it's borked was high enough for me just to go, you know what, let's just go new. And like I said, I planned on replacing it at the beginning of the season anyway, but you know, when you're a low budget racer and you're sitting there like, man, do I really want to spend $3,000, almost $3,000 for a new rear end? You think for a second, like, maybe I can just have them rebuild it. And I thought better of that. So I'm happy we got this. So this will all get put back in the car eventually. I'm gonna wait for one of my buddies to come up on the team, and because something like this, it's big. I've done it by myself using jacks and car dollies, and strap things down and so it doesn't fall and whatnot, and you can do it, but it's a pain. So, but it's gonna be easier with two people. So we're gonna do that. So this was what ended our season a teeny tiny bit prematurely. So unfortunately, that's what we got. At any rate, So that's what killed us, and now we got a brand new one, and we're gonna be having fun putting that in, and I'm really excited to see what happens next year. But the interesting thing is that these tubes back here are actually off of, they came with the chassis whenever I got it, and it was run in the Midwest. It was an ARCA Midwest series, and it was a good team, and the tube lengths that they were running were completely different than what left-hander told me to get. So I measured all these. I called left-hander just to double check and make sure that these were correct, because what the book says to use as far as axle tube lengths are different than these, and it was by like an inch or two, but we were also using different rim offsets, back spacing, as well. So that kind of changed up a lot of stuff. So before I ordered anything, I called Lefty. I told him what chassis I have. I explained everything to the guy, and he goes, we have been using that rear end, those axle tube lengths, forever. And he told me, you know, how far you want the left rear inside of the left front, and how far out you want the right rear in front of the, or outside of the right front, and things like that. And so he told me how to set it up. So I'm going to be extremely interested to see, because he said if you don't do it like that, the car is not going to turn. He goes, this is how we get these cars to turn. And like I said in my postseason video that I posted before this one, we have struggled with mid-corner rotation forever, ever since I got this car. So I am excited to see what this new rear end is going to do, the new axle tubes, and how they want us to set it up. I'm going to be super excited to see how that works. So yeah, so we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.